We will start soon, everybody.
Hi, can I just ask you a quick question, Rachel?
Yeah.
It says, what will you be using Canva for? And there's either personal or small business. I mean, there's a bunch of options, but
I would click small business. Just
okay.
have
It's personal, doesn't give you more options or, okay.
it might be different with settings, but I did like a business one. So I think like your sharing options might be different in terms of sharing with the team. I have small business on Remax's because it's like share with Remax's team, and I have like Heather on my team and Lisa on my team. So they have access to the stuff I edit so somebody else can edit. So if you end up getting anybody for like personal marketing help or like assistant or anything, you can share with them a little bit differently than sharing with personal.
Okay.
Etta, you have it, right?
I have Canva, and I actually got an email this morning that said that it's going to go pro now, and I have to start paying for it. So I guess there's a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it's 30 or 90 days like that for the subscription. I'll go over like the difference between the bigger differences, I guess, between pro and between just having classic Canva. I mean, I have pro here in the office, which I really like. It helps me. But the classic Canva, they still have plenty of options and stuff you can do with things. But my big thing that I use the most is I use the background remover feature on Pro. So it's easier for me to create logos. Also, when you have like a small business profile too, they have like a logo option that you can create and store like your like primary colors, your secondary colors, different logos in different folders. And I'll kind of show you that as well.
Okay.
All right, we'll wait one more minute and then we can get rolling. Just a second to make sure my stuff's all up and ready to go.
Keeps turning off my video.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna share my screen in just a second. Again, if I'm going too fast or you want me to go over something more in depth, show you something differently, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to do so. So I'll kind of show you what's available, what I utilize on like a day-to-day, and then what else is out there for you guys to use. So like I said, I have Canva Pro, and what I also like better with Canva Pro is that I can resize. One second, guys. Sorry, give me just a second. Did not share my screen just yet.
Because I have Photify also that I pay for, but I guess Canva is easier because you can do it on your computer instead of just on your phone.
So I like Photify already because it has like a lot of the pre-made Remax like stickers, templates, and like little GIF things. Those are fun and I like that. But this is kind of like on a larger scale. It goes beyond just like having posts. Like you can create cards, flyers, listing presentations, Instagram stories, all that stuff. So just like the basics, what you have available to you is all these different like layouts, and they each come with different sizing. Like if you've noticed, if you take a regular picture and you try to put it on your Instagram story, it can cut it off kind of. So you can use the Instagram story template. And with Canva Pro as well, you have the option to resize your template. So if I like what I created in a layout and I want to see it in, I'm just picking a random one. And I want to see it transformed into something that's going to be sizable for a Facebook post or maybe a flyer, make it bigger. They have a resize button. So just a second, once it loads, the resize button is right here. And I can fit this to fit like any kind of like cardstock you have. You can do custom flyers, videos, all that stuff. It's here and it's available to you. So you can change things and it kind of goes across the board. So it's a less like, okay, I have to make a copy of this, resize and all that stuff. So if we wanted to do like like a new listing, like on your Instagram story, like if you're going to turn that into one of your Instagram reels, you can go to back to your homepage. You can type in new listings. So a lot of the stuff that you can search already comes in like a select template. So you can pick what you like and resize, but this one is already an Instagram story sizing. And so once it loads, this is available to you to customize. Like if I want to make the background our Remax blue color, this is in my saved colors that I have for HSC and Remax that are designated by like that Remax handbook that I think everybody gets. It designates like the type of color it needs to be to use Remax branding and all that stuff. So if I want my background to be blue, and then I can just upload photos from like your computer, anything like that. You can upload stuff. I should have a housing picture in here at some point. So if I wanted to use like a home photo, I'm going to drag it and it should fit the size. That's the one thing that can be kind of funky with Canva is sizing your photos. It does take a little bit of a playing around with, but it's worth it. And this is now ready to go. So you can fill it out. You can add your logo to it if you'd like. I have a branding folder that I've saved under my Canva. And I'm going to put Remax. Obviously, this is going to, you know, it's a smaller size. I'm going to put Remax right there. I'll fill in what I need to fill in and go from there. So this is ready for you to download and share to your Instagram. So when it comes to downloading, I download as PNGs almost across the board, but they have other options depending on what you're downloading. Like the PDF print's great. It does come out well, especially in our color printers back there. You can create flyers on Canva and print them here in the office. And the quality here comes out very well. There's GIFs, you can save those. They also have videos and JPEGs, depending, you know, if you have to send something to somebody. So that's available. I can download it and then upload it on Instagram and send it, like email it to myself, and I'm good to go. You can rename all of your stuff up here. Like if this is, it's my real estate Instagram story, I can save that. What I do quite frequently when it comes to creating designs is I duplicate my page. So it's now made a copy, and I'll edit it and see if I like a different kind of layout. So what they have on Canva are different elements. So if I wanted a house key on my photo, they have all of these available to you. The only ones that are not available, if you don't have Pro, will say Pro and have that little crown thing. So if I wanted to use this in my photo, I could do that, edit it, make it smaller, and now that is a part of my design. So they have, again, all of these available to you. You can search, again, get different kind of keywords, but you can also upload your own stuff. So if I look on here, if I go into my folders, these are all the folders that I have, and I keep like all the agent photos on here, or award templates on here, different Remax branding that I've downloaded, just from like, just to be able to go back to. I also have,
Rachel, can you go over the how you, what did you click on to make the hand of the key smaller and tilt it? Is that?
Yeah, no, I can absolutely go over that. So you're gonna click on, I'll pick a different element. Let me just delete this. To delete stuff, you just hit delete on your keypad, sorry. So this is what it's gonna pop up as. To make it smaller, it's kind of like, do you guys remember using Paint at all? Like it's kind of like that. You just squeeze it in and squeeze it out. Some of these icons can get blurrier as they get bigger. I would just keep that in mind as you do things. So I can make it bigger, make it smaller like that. I use my like trackpad and stretch it in and out. They also have this like little circle guy. I can rotate it and all that good stuff. So that is available as well. So going back to kind of what they have and what I've done throughout this is, so I'm going back here. Again, they have all of this available to you. I would just kind of, monitor how sizing works and play with it a little bit. So these are different like things they have available to you. They have reviews. You can search reviews as a template and they're going to come up with like a list of stuff. This is an example of one of our agents like review thing. She uploads to Instagram, Facebook, and Google Business. That's her logo. And then she has a client review there. They have a ton of different templates like this. So if we go into Canva, give me just a second. And we want to type in reviews. They have all these pre-made and available for you. I would recommend customizing them a little bit, but they're all here. They're really cute for the most part. They look nice. You can change the wording, of course, add your logo, add a background photo, stuff like that. If you're going to use somebody's full name, I'd recommend you ask them unless it's already on the review as well. So these are available. I put her logo in here because I have Canva Pro, and that is here as well. There's also like welcome home cards. This is something I've made too. I kind of picked my own template and messed around with it a little bit. So if you're going to make something like this, but because like review is pretty simple, you kind of cut and paste a review from Zillow, your email, or anything like that. If you're going to make like a quote poster or something like that, they have all these text options available to you. They'll come up with the same like language and you can change that, but these are all of like kind of like the fun stuff you can mess with. You can obviously adjust the font as needed and stuff like that. But if I'm going to click on the font here, they also have like a full range of fonts available. You can also upload fonts if you've purchased them on like Microsoft Word or anything like that. So then this is kind of another new listing option that you have available. I like the modern layout a lot. I think it's cool, but they also have stuff that's a little bit more abstract, and then there's stuff that's a little bit more classic. They have Facebook cover photos. This is one Etta and I did together. So this was all created on Canva. She sent me her logo. I uploaded her logo on here.
Good.
Nice.
And then kind of messed around with some of the shapes and stuff. We looked at a couple other.
Sure you can. Yeah. No worries, son.
Heather, you're on not on mute.
Sorry.
It's okay. So these are available to you as well. This is a Facebook cover photo. They have LinkedIn cover photos, YouTube cover photos, and Twitter cover photos because they're all a different size. So you can then scale everything where it needs to be so it doesn't upload funky or look weird or anything like that. There's also party invitations you can upload to Evite. You can send them in a regular email invitation and stuff like that. For a lot of the elements, again, if I wanted champagne or drink glasses, they have all of this available. Pictures you can use to resize and all that stuff. So one of my favorite features with everything is that if I wanted to upload this here, and it's a snapshot of like the RE/MAX Realty Center, I use my edit image option, and this is only on Canva Pro, and I'm gonna remove the background so it's clear, it doesn't overlap on the text, and there won't be any color matching issues. So once that does its job, then I'm right there. Sometimes photos don't work like this. If the detail's too intricate, the computer has issues like differentiating what's background and what's not, but for a lot of them it does. If I then, if I wanna go back and make color match it, or not color match it, sorry. If I wanna match this background to the white, it'll come up on the side of your Canva and you can change it to a different color. And if I wanted to move it down here or whatever, this now matches that. All right. So you can use Canva for pretty much anything in terms of design layout. What I use it for in the office is I create all of our invitations, Facebook posts, and all that stuff on here for the most part. I will go over the Facebook Business Suite stuff in a different class, but just so you guys have this in mind, I pre-plan a lot of our content that goes out weekly, like birthdays and anniversaries, and I download that from Canva, then upload it here in the Facebook Business Suite and schedule it. So if you have time and you want to pre-schedule content for a week, you know it's going to be busy and you're not going to have time for, I would recommend doing this. You can link it to Instagram and you can do stories on Instagram and on Facebook as well from here. If you're going to share the same content on Instagram, you can use the same caption or a different caption for different platforms, but this is great for you to have and that it's available to you. So if we go over, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So you just go up under scheduled and you click on that and then you type in a date or?
Yeah, I can show you how to do it right now. So if I want to create posts, it's up here. You guys can still see my screen fine, right? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to create a post under scheduled once it, catches up with me. And I'm going to pick a date and a time. They only go 75 days out. So I can only plan like 2.5 months in advance, but that's still a fair amount of time. So if I wanted to schedule one for this, I would. So I'm going to save. You add your photos here. You can add videos here. I can connect it to Instagram. I'm having a little bit of issues with that. But for the most part, you should be able to connect it right to your Instagram and share content. If you type in your text here, it'll go to both Instagram and Facebook. Or you can just customize separately the Facebook and Instagram text depending on what you want. And then I'm going to hit the schedule post button and it'll schedule to go out whenever I want it. Does that make sense, Etta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to learn better how to boost on Facebook because I'm getting billed like crazy.
We can schedule a meeting and do that and go over everything because yeah, you don't want that to get, Facebook kind of gets a little carried away with some stuff like that. So that again is available to you. Just so you know, with Canva Pro, you are able to make logos. These are a lot of the logos you can either pre-upload or create yourself. I save the fonts I like. I save the primary colors using Remax again. This is all available to you just on Canva Pro. And it goes the same way with a lot of the images they have and around the holidays. This is going to kind of sound funky, but a lot of the images that are holiday based go to Canva Pro, so you have to pay for them. I'm not sure why it's like that. It just is. So I keep a lot of my stuff in my folders. I share my designs with Heather and Lisa as well. So they both have editing abilities to go into Canva and maybe tweak stuff or upload a preferable picture, everything like that. They also have little like blurbs you can kind of look at and read to help you get inspiration or anything like that. What's great is all the photos on here that are already uploaded, you can use them and don't have to worry about any copywriting issues or downloading funky stuff from Google or anything like that. They do have a lot available. They also have pre-made listing presentations. Once that loads, I'll show you what they look like. Oh, I spelled something wrong, go figure. So they have all of these. Again, I wouldn't copy things verbatim, but it's a great way to kind of get yourself thinking and what you'd want to see, what you want to add, stuff like that. Sometimes stuff is in different languages too. You can always change things. Everything on Canva is pretty much editable. Does anybody have any questions or something they'd like me to go over in terms of creating anything or going back over stuff? All right. So again, this is a great tool to use in featuring, your just sold photos, stuff like that. And they have categories you can go through. There's a lot of stuff you can look on here just for kind of inspiration that is available. And you can print stuff in the office as well. The color printer in the back's great. So I would just recommend playing with it. They do have an app for your phone as well, which is kind of handy to have sometimes if you need to make things on the fly. So yeah, that's kind of what I have as of right now. Is there any questions or anything like that? All right. We are good to go. Again, in the meantime, if you guys need anything personally or anything like that for stuff like Canva, Facebook, feel free to shoot me an email or a text. All righty. Thank you.
Thanks, Rach.
Thank you, Rachel.
Bye, guys.